the best fried chicken in Texas. Rody's Country Fried Chicken. Texas born, Texas raised. A chicken joint with 35 years of service to our community. Thanks to our loyal customers and social media followers. Come try the best gizzards in Texas, the best tenders in Texas, and the best chicken in Texas. Call us at 830-773-9189. 830-773-9189. Don't forget, we have curbside service and delivery by DoorDash. Or find us on Facebook, Rody's Chicken. RODEES Chicken. Like us on Facebook.
The best fried chicken in Texas.
Rody's Country Fried Chicken.
That Metal Interview.
Having sold over 400,000 copies of their hit album Surprise Attack, this band TORA, I'm talking about, sold close to 500,000 copies, guys and girls. I mean, who can say that? Wake up in the morning and say, hey, I sold 500,000 copies of my album. Not many people. Only you got to be out there, a band, a professional band, just like TORA is and was. I'm speaking of frontman Anthony Corder, who spent some time talking to us about TORA and the history of TORA and this and that. They also have an album, the follow-up hit album, Wild America, which was also released on A&M Records, produced by John Hampton and Arthur Payson. That album's got a couple of jams on there, real good jams. Amnesia, Faith Healer, Dead Man's Hand, and so on and so forth. And then they had a jam on the soundtrack for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the song titled Dancing with a Gypsy. Anyways, this band, you might have seen them in MTV back in the day. They got their latest album. It's not brand new, 2021. It's I believe it's 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bastards of Beale, that's her latest effort. Latest great album, great material, and let's play a jam from their latest album, Bastards of Beale. Let's check out their latest jam, Son of a Prodigal Son. Here it is, TORA, Son of a Prodigal Son.
Large and luxurious lap. The first prayer comes to my lips. Oh Lord, don't you let me slip into temptation's arms. I'm a son of a prodigal son, I say, son of a prodigal son. Temptation.
I asked him the question. I asked Anthony why the title Bastards of Beale, and he reveals why. So if you know their history, the band's history, you'll know why Beale means Beale. So Bastards of Beale, check it out. Support TORA on social media formats, and buy, stream, download their material, purchase their merchandise, and don't forget to support us too. Support jrocksmetalzone.com. Support us on our podcast, that Metal Interview Podcast, all social media platforms. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to push that button, subscribe, share, and ring the bell. Anyways, let's talk to Anthony Corder, frontman for TORA. Enjoy. Congrats on Bastards of Beale, Frontiers. Awesome, straightforward rock and roll, man. It's awesome to me and to a lot of people. Talk to us about the making of this record and why the title Bastards of Beale. What's behind that?
Awesome, man. Gosh, I'm so excited to talk to you, man. I appreciate you just sharing some time with me today.
My pleasure.
Frontiers has been amazing. We knew of the label. I actually was introduced to it years back. We have had a real good friend, Jimmy Jameson, that played in the band Survivor. You know, he had done some albums with them.
Okay.
And Jimmy back in the day had sang on the TORA albums. He had sang backup and stuff. If he was in town, he would come in and do some of the recording with us. And but anyway, we knew that the label and a lot of our friends that we knew and bands that we had toured with and stuff had worked with them over the years, and the timing was just right. You know, we hadn't let out a new record in a really long time. Patrick, our bass player, had gone through a health issue, man. He was actually diagnosed with cancer, and we've all been buddies since we were kids. We went to high school together. Anytime it's something with your health, you know, and something like cancer, it's serious. You know, we had some crazy lifestyles and stuff a long time ago, so we were thinking about that kind of stuff. And anyway, he was really lucky, man. It was like divine intervention or something. He went to the doctor for something else. Wow. And when they were checking him, they saw this cancer, and they said it's at the very beginning stage. It was a super aggressive cancer, but they caught it right away. And they said, we're going to be able to get it, and you're going to make a full recovery, and you're going to be back to good health. And
wow.
As soon as he got a clean bill of health, this was probably around 2016 when he had a free good health. Excuse me, man. We just got excited. He kind of had a neat perspective on life, and we were excited he was healthy again. And so he just said, man, I want to play. He said, let's get out and do some shows. I don't care if it's 5 people or 50,000 or whatever. Let's just go play shows. And so in the process of doing that, we got invited onto the Monsters of Rock cruise. Okay. And we ran into a bunch of our friends and bands, and we got to see a bunch of bands we hadn't seen in forever, and some of them that we had toured with and all that. And we came off of that just feeling really good. And it just so happened Frontiers reached out to us right after that. They said, would you be interested in recording a new project? And we had talked through the years about getting it minutes lined up. They actually contacted us through social media. When they first wrote us, we thought it was somebody messing around with us, And so we followed up with them, and they had a guy here in the States, Nick Teeter, and we got in touch with him. And I'm living in Nashville, man. The band we're based out of Memphis, but I'm living in Nashville. I've been up here for about 15 years. And so anyway, I was talking to Nick and just had called him to introduce myself, and he said, hey man, I just moved to Nashville. And it was like that divine intervention thing again, man. I said, where did you move to? I said, I'm in Nashville. I'd love to catch up with you and meet you somewhere. And he was one exit from my house, man.
Wow.
He was literally the next exit down, and I just went and met him at a coffee shop, and we talked about the label and all the people he worked with and the bands he was working with, and it just felt like the planets lined up. It felt like the right timing and the right thing to do. So we were thrilled, and we got kind of nervous, man. It had been a minute since we had recorded, and so we started talking about where we wanted to record and what we wanted to do. Of course, we wanted to do it in Memphis. That's where we'd recorded everything, and but we got to talking, and we have a friend, Jeff Powell, that he was a guy that we grew up with. He worked on Wild America, our second record with A&M. And we were all the same age back then. He was kind of like a little young gun. And we talked to him about doing the recording. And, we just felt close to him. But he's kind of like family does. He was with us for a lot of our recording sessions and all that kind of stuff. And so it was just, we talked to him, and we just knew it was going to be a cool process. How we wanted to do it. We were kind of limited on our budget and our time, so we said we got to be really efficient. And I was kind of riding back and forth from Memphis to Nashville. It's only 3 hours down there, but it's just getting back and forth with all the other stuff we had going on. And so he told us, we said we'll just write and we'll get the stuff together and we'll do a bunch of pre-production and just work our ass off, and then when we go in, we'll just knock it out. We'll go in and be really fast. And man, it was awesome. It was so cool, man. We recorded at Sam Phillips recording studio.
Okay. Yeah.
And for any of you guys that are listening that don't know who Sam Phillips is, he started Sun Records. So he found like Howlin' Wolf, a bunch of the blues cats, and he also found Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison.
Wow.
He was a pioneer, and so he started Sun Records, and he had a bunch of success with Sun, and he ended up selling Sun Records once it was up and successful, and he moved right down the street on the same block and built his own studio. He took an old an old car garage and built a studio, and he went in, he designed everything. He designed the studios, he designed the echo chambers, which are patented, so they give it a specific sound. When you run your instruments or your voice or whatever in those echo chambers, it gives it a specific sound to it that you only get out of that room. So anyway, it's right around the corner, and it's still decorated just like 1960s, man. It
Really?
was so crazy.
Wow.
It looked like he could walk in at any second. I'm not kidding. And
Wow.
the rooms are amazing. Everybody from Bob Dylan to Robert Plant, he was one of my favorite influences. They all recorded there. So, I mean, I was standing right where they were standing singing the record and doing the recordings or whatever. But, man, it was so cool because the studios are downstairs. There's like two studios and some more suites downstairs.